Thank you for buying a Timber Town bed base. Let's just quickly run through your planks so you know what you're working with on your Talo 4-poster. So firstly you have your 4 legs. They are 2 meters long. They'll have holes on the sides at the bottom there. So this is actually the top part of it. That's the bottom part of it. You'll have 4 of those legs. Then you'll have 2 side supports. This is where your mattress slats sit. They have the lip on them. This is where your slats will push onto. So you'll have 2 of those. Then you'll have 1 center support plank. It sits in the middle of the bed. It takes the weight of the support plank out of the slats in the middle of the bed. The single and the 3/4 won't have this, but everything from the double and up, including the double extra length and up, will have this, and it has a little leg that sits in the middle of the plank. Right? Next up is your top sides for the halo that runs around the top of the bed. It sits there. They are the same length as the support and the side support pieces. Okay, but they have no holes in the middle. They're just plain planks with holes at the top and at the bottom, but no holes in the middle. Then another 2 halo planks for the top of the bed. They are just plain double length planks, or whatever length of the big U-board planks. They don't have any holes in the middle. At the bottom, you have your 2 headboard planks that take your support for the middle, and so they will have holes in the middle of them, and you have 2 of those. They are exactly the same length as the ones at the top. Okay, so just don't confuse them, otherwise you'll have to remove them and move them back to the bottom. And then lastly, you'll have your mattress slats, depending on what bed you bought. You will have the slats. It should be on the list that came with your bed, but most beds will have 9 mattress slats. Perfect. Once we have that, then we'll get started with putting the bed together. Okay, just a quick word on assembling the joints. All the joints on this bed works exactly the same. You just need to watch out for a few things. So, what you have is you have 2 dowels. Dowels usually go at the ends of the planks. Every joint will have 2 dowels. Then it has a little barrel nut that looks like that. It has thread on the one side. So that goes into the plank, facing the hole on the outside of the plank. Presses in there. Boom, you make sure that goes in, and then you take your screw and you just screw it in to make sure it tight catches. Sometimes wood or something can get stuck in the middle there, and then the barrel nut won't screw in. That's just something to check while you're assembling the bed. Then you have 2 different lengths of screws. You have one 100mm and one 80mm. Now I'll tell you where to use what, but in essence, when you're going through the wide side of the plank, of the leg, you're using the 100mm, and when you're going through the short side of the leg, you're using the 80mm. They won't work if you switch them around. So it's important to note that. Okay, the 2 dowels are in, the barrel nut is checked. Check your hole for the leg is open and clean. Press it through, make sure there's nothing stuck inside there. Press your plank in and tighten from the back. And that is how all the joints on this bed will work. Great. Okay. This is what you want to start building first. You want to build the 2 headboard frames that sit on either end of the bed. Okay, so at the bottom, the holes, you'll have about a 30cm gap at the bottom of that plank, and that's where the hole starts. You're going to use the headboard plank with the 3 holes in the middle. This will be at the bottom of the bed. Then you'll find the mirror image of this plank. They can work in pairs. So the best way to identify a pair is the holes on the inside and the top will face each other. So those holes and those holes face each other, and then they both point to the top. That's a pair. Make sure they're the same at the bottom. That's for the bottom. Sorted. At the top, we're going to be using one of the headboard planks without any holes in them. It's just a plain plank. No holes in them. And joins at the top. You'll see this is very close to the top. So don't confuse it with the bottom. Okay, so now you've built your two frames. You have your one side, there's your other side. Now I suggest finding a wall and leaning it up against the wall, and then we'll start with our bottom bunk pieces first. So these are the ones with the lip at the bottom. I'm going to lay them down, and then grab your center support plank, lay that one down, and then we'll quickly attach this little leg to the middle of the center support. You just follow along here, put your dowels in, same as everything, 80mm joints, because we're going through the short side of the plank. In goes that, check your screw. Now we're going to slightly lean this frame forward, without letting it fall too far. Okay, now you've attached your bottom planks. You haven't tightened all your screws fully yet. You're sort of leaving it a bit wobbly, so you have some space at the top, because the next thing is to put in the support planks, the halo planks at the top there. So exactly the same as the bottom, we're just going to do at the top now, and then it's the slats and you'll be done. Okay, you've tightened all of your screws, everything on the bed is tight, the bed is nice and rigid. Then you're going to start packing your slats. Just pack them roughly into the base first, just get them all into position, then take your little spacer block and start from an end. Push it into the end, push your slat in there, next one push your slat in, next one push your slat in, and so you'll space all your spaces. Take the little screws that were provided, you can either screw them down with a screwdriver, or you can use a drill with a Phillips head on it. If you have that, it makes it easier, and then once it's all tightened, your bed is done.